Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk about the impact of a wrong mattress. Here's something that might surprise you. We spend 26 years of our life sleeping, yet most of us are doing it completely wrong, and it's wreaking havoc on our bodies.
That's such a staggering number, when you put it that way. 26 years on something most people put very little thought into.
Well, what's fascinating is that sleep isn't this so-called passive state we've always assumed it to be. It's actually this incredibly far more complex process where our spine needs to maintain what scientists call neutral alignment to repair itself. Without that alignment, we're basically sabotaging our body's natural healing process.
So you're telling me there's actually a right and wrong way for our spine to be positioned during those 26 years? That's something I never considered.
Exactly right. And here's where it gets really, really interesting. Your mattress needs to perform this delicate balancing act, and studies show that improper support can increase muscle tension by up to 48%, which directly impacts pain perception.
That explains why I sometimes wake up feeling worse than when I went to bed. But how do different sleeping positions factor into this?
Well, this is where the science gets fascinating. For example, side sleepers, who make up about 74% of the population, need specific pressure relief at their shoulders and hips. That makes sense, right? Back sleepers need targeted lumbar support. And stomach sleepers, well, they're actually putting themselves at the highest risk for spinal misalignment for so many reasons. But that's for another day and another topic discussion.
Oh no, what makes stomach sleeping so problematic? I know quite a few people who swear by it.
Okay, let's go there. So, get this. Stomach sleeping forces your neck to rotate at a 90-degree angle for hours, and research shows this position can increase intervertebral disc pressure by up to 250%. It's like trying to bend a garden hose while expecting water to flow through it normally.
Okay, I get it. That's exactly the kind of clear comparison that helps me understand why position matters so much. What about mattress materials?
Mattress materials, you say. Okay, so here's something surprising. Natural latex, which only accounts for about 1% of the mattress market, actually outperforms both memory foam and inner spring in long-term studies. It maintains its supportive properties for 15 to 25 years, compared to the 7 to 10-year lifespan of traditional mattresses.
You know, that reminds me of those memory foam horror stories, people feeling trapped in their mattresses during hot summer nights.
Oh yeah, and there's buckets of data to back up those stories. Memory foam, which is essentially cheap plastic, can increase surface temperature by up to 8 degrees Celsius, while natural latex maintains thermal neutrality. But here's the real game changer, zone support technology.
Tell me more about this zone support. Let's say, it sounds intriguing.
Okay, picture this, a mattress with 3 different zones and each calibrated to provide specific support levels. By the way, we do pressure mapping, thermography, and SEMG scans to test this at our design center. And studies show this technology can reduce pressure points by up to 60% compared to traditional mattresses. And so it's like having a custom-mapped support system for every curve of your body.
That's remarkable. Though I imagine this kind of technology comes with a hefty price tag. This all sounds expensive, like for the average punter, like myself.
Well, here's how to think about it. The average person spends $1,000 or euros, both very similar today. So $1,000 on a traditional mattress that lasts 8 years, making it about $125 per year. A high-quality latex mattress might cost $2,500 but last up to 20 years. That's only $125 per year with, what I believe, significantly better health outcomes.
When you break it down that way, it really changes the perspective on what seems like a big upfront investment.
And consider this, Zach. Studies show that people with chronic back pain spend an average of $2,300 per year on treatments. No one talks about this. A proper mattress could potentially reduce those costs significantly.
So essentially, we're talking about preventive healthcare rather than just buying furniture.
Exactly. We are talking plain old common sense here. And here's the kicker. Research indicates that proper spinal alignment during sleep can improve daytime productivity by up to 30%. It's not just about avoiding pain, it's about optimizing our entire daily function.
Now, this really puts things in perspective. It's not just about comfort, it's about long-term health and well-being.
And that's really the bottom line, isn't it? When we invest in proper sleep support, we're not just buying a mattress, we're investing in better health outcomes, improved productivity, and potentially decades of better sleep. It's probably one of the most important health decisions we make, even though most people don't think of it that way.
You know what wrecks my mind? The fact that true masters can spend decades perfecting something as simple as a celebrity chef, making a wonderful meal, or a true specialist designing a pillow, and their obsession actually changes people's lives.
Absolutely. That reminds me of this fascinating Netflix documentary about Jiro, the sushi master in Tokyo. His dedication to perfecting just a few ingredients is absolutely remarkable. Well, what's really interesting about Jiro is that he runs this tiny restaurant with only 6 seats, no menu, and people wait over a year just to eat there. He's basically turned sushi making into this incredible art form using just 3 or 4 ingredients.
Hmm. It's amazing how that level of focus can transform something so basic into something extraordinary.
You know what's fascinating? I kind of have the same kind of obsessive dedication, but to designing the perfect pillow for neck and shoulder pain. I've spent years studying every possible design of sleep ergonomics.
Oh wow, that's quite a specific focus. But I guess we do spend a third of our lives sleeping, so it makes sense.
Exactly. And here's the thing that really got me. Most of my patients wouldn't have their physical issues if they just had better sleeping and sitting environments. We're talking about chronic pain that could be prevented with the right support.
So, what kind of specific issues are we talking about here?
Well, everything from persistent neck pain to chronic headaches. Um, we've actually mapped out how different sleeping positions affect various muscle groups and spent, get this, 3 whole years just perfecting the density gradient in our pillow design.
I'm sure that's exactly the kind of dedication I'm sure that Jiro shows with his sushi preparation in the documentary that you speak about, right down to the temperature of the rice.
Correct. You know what's really striking about masters? They find ways to keep innovating in fields that most people would think couldn't be improved anymore. Like, how do you improve on sushi? How do you improve on a pillow?
Well, that's what separates true masters from everyone else. They see possibilities where others see limitations.
And here's something interesting about, quote, shall I say fanatics? Fanatics in a good way. They typically approach their craft like scientists, like using pressure mapping technology and sleep studies to test their designs, while Jiro has this incredibly precise method for everything from fish selection to rice preparation.
That methodical approach must be why their results are so consistent and remarkable.
Exactly. And you know what's really fascinating? Craftsmen or craftspeople, I don't know if that's actually a word. All of them have this almost missionary zeal about their work. They're not just trying to perfect their craft, they're trying to educate people about why these details matter so much.
I get it. Most people don't realize they're sleeping poorly until they experience what truly good sleep feels like.
Precisely. And that's where the parallel with Jaro becomes even clearer. People don't know what they're missing until they experience that level of quality. The specialists actually developed this whole systematic approach to diagnosing sleep posture issues.
Yes, that kind of expertise really makes you think about how many aspects of our daily lives we might be settling for less than optimal.
And here's what's really interesting about that. People often hesitate to invest in quality sleep products, but they'll spend much more treating the problems caused by poor sleep posture. It's like we're more willing to treat symptoms than prevent problems.
So, what would be the first step for someone wanting to improve their sleep setup?
Well, the specialists suggest starting with a simple self assessment. How do you feel when you wake up? Are there specific areas of tension? These symptoms are like clues that help identify what needs to be adjusted in your sleep environment.
I get it. Starting with the basics and building up.
So, as we wrap up today's deep dive, the main takeaway is this: your mattress isn't just a piece of furniture, it's one of the most important healthcare tools you own. We've talked about the 26 years we spend in bed, the critical need for neutral spinal alignment, and how an investment in quality sleep, like natural latex with zone support, can cost the same per year as a cheap mattress, while potentially saving you thousands in healthcare costs. But it all starts with a simple first step. We challenge you to do that self assessment we mentioned. Tomorrow morning, before you even get out of bed, just take 10 seconds and ask yourself, how do I really feel? Am I rested or am I tense? That one question is the start of taking back those 26 years and investing in your long term health and daily productivity.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for tuning in.